Hey everybody, Easy here with Rug Zombie. I'm a little bit under the weather, so rather than do a live AMA chat about Burnsgiving, I wanted to just make a video, and I apologize for the ambient noise. I am in a very loud coffee shop, and you know what happens when you're in a coffee shop. You start talking louder to get over the noise, and so therefore the ambient noise rises behind you because they're trying to do the same thing. So hey, I want to start the video like I do most things that are recorded and say that this is just explanatory. This isn't advice or a suggestion that you should or should not buy or do anything with crypto. Just kind of the obligatory nonsense to say, those of you who are watching this probably already know what you're doing. You're probably already fascinated with our project. So let's get into it. Also, before we get into it, I'm using Publish 0x, which is a blogging platform that actually rewards both content creators and users with crypto just for posting and for reading. This is, I think, a great way to incentivize our users to actually read our documentation because we post everything on Publish 0x. And so in some ways, if you sign up for an account here, you're incentivized to read our material that we put out, and you can comment on it and do all sorts of things. But I think it's a great way to make a small amount of passive income, as small as it might be. It's a good thing. So we're using it because it incentivizes engagement. But let's get into the Rug Zombie Burnsgiving roadmap. The smell of burning in the air. It's a wonderful part of the year. It's the holiday season for zombies across the planet. So what can you expect from Burnsgiving? We've been teasing it for a while. Well, Burnsgiving is a way for our team to celebrate and have a little fun at the expense of burning our token, Zombie. So our primary aim and focus over the next month is simply to burn as much Zombie as possible. So how are we going to do that? Well, we have some manual burns scheduled from the dev wallet, and those are going to be somewhere as little as 2%, as much as 4% of the total circulating supply, just by burning it from the dev wallets that we have. So that's something that you can expect over the weeks to come. We're going to do it strategically. We are going to do it regularly, and we're going to close out the season, or do that regularly throughout the season, close out the year making burns from the dev wallet. The next thing is our Let It Burn holiday auction. So we're going to have an auction for a NFT that is going to be really fun, but 100% of the proceeds of that are going to be burned. So it's not going to be captured for any team stuff. It's just going to be burned straight up. Our auctions, to be honest, have not really performed as well as maybe we had hoped. Now, all is fair in DeFi, and so you can't really expect too much. And there's not any reason why we would have expected these NFTs to go for more than they have, especially because we haven't let you guys in on utility regarding our platform. So that will probably be a small amount, but we're still going to do it. And then lastly, we're going to be closing our current Instabuys, and we're going to open those later. So right now you can get the which one is it? It's the Catacombs, and we have a max number of mints, but we'll be shutting that one down, and whenever we reopen it, it will be for a higher price point, and so people will be penalized for not getting in early on it. And I would like to mention that for that one, we've taken off the wallet limit, so you can actually purchase as many of those Catacombs NFTs as you would desire. Now, again, without knowing the utility, without knowing what we're doing, without any kind of hope or promise on that, I can understand the hesitancy. I just want to let you know that it's there. We'll be closing that one out, and we will be opening up not just one, not just two, but 3 new Instabuys. And 2 out of the 3 of those Instabuys will 100% be there to burn Zombie. You're going to be excited for the projects that they're related to. They are, if you remember the Silverback, Sergeant Sir Silverback NFT, you're going to be hyped about the next 2 that we release, and 100% of the proceeds of those will be burned. Those Instabuys will operate similar to the one we did for Cake Ape, which means that there won't be a max mint number, but once we've closed out the Burnsgiving season, we've closed it out. So if there's 100 minted, then that's great. If there's 200 minted, that's great. They will only be available for this month of December. The other Instabuy is the Data Lab. The Data Lab we have teased time and time again. and it's finally going to be released. And that one does have a max mint number because it is a mythic NFT. You're going to want that one. That one we are negotiating right now, the price point and how we're going to be listing that one. And then we also have some new features with some truly inspired NFTs. First, I want to mention the Burn Graves. It's right here on this list here. So burn graves are going to be a way for our community to engage with us on burning zombie. And the more that zombie that you burn, the faster you will get NFTs. Now, I have to mention for the burn graves, the way the mechanism works is it's not going to emit zombie. It is going to be an NFT only vault that we will use in order to allow you guys to decide the worth of the NFT to you. How much zombie are you willing to burn to get this? We will also use this mechanism in the future for what we would call second chance graves. And so for our burn graves, they're going to be unique as well in the sense that the minting timer and the NFT timer and the close of the grave will come a lot closer together. And so users are incentivized if they want more than one. If they're going to want more than one, they're going to have to burn lots of zombie. If they only want one, then they're only going to need to burn a little bit of zombie. But either way, it's going to burn some zombie and it's going to have a deposit fee, all the things. So that's the burn graves. We're going to put a post out about that here shortly, but I just wanted you to know that's coming. There's a lot of things coming. Next feature that we'll talk about, the barracks. Well, the barracks is a really fun user-controlled supply idea that we've had for a while, and we've just kind of been polishing it up. We prototyped it a little bit with the Shark Tank stuff. So if you're not familiar, we partnered with AutoShark to allow for these NFT only vaults that capture a percentage fee of the amount that is entered in, and that percentage fee was subsequently burned and remitted to the AutoShark team. We did that just to bless them and care for them, and their third instance of a protocol hack on their platform, which it wasn't a hack. It was just it was a financially related event. But that was a prototype, as it were, of this feature, the barracks. And so what the barracks are going to be, just a flyby overview of it, is in exchange for staking single assets or LP pairs in the barracks. These are NFT only vaults that will allow the users to control the supply of NFTs being minted. Here's what that means. We will put in the barracks different training vaults, and those training vaults will have various levels of total value locked that we are seeking as a goal. And once that value is reached, the vault will close and NFT minting will begin, and nobody else will be able to enter that vault. There is a small percentage capture on the front end that we are using to fund the project. For most of Burnsgiving, we'll be using it to burn zombie. But what this does is it creates a unique instrument where you guys get to determine how many of the NFTs are minted. So let's say that we released a basic intern NFT. Not saying that we're doing that, but let's just pretend that we did. And this basic intern required zombie. What would happen is we would put a certain amount of zombie to be locked into the vault. Once that threshold has been met, the vault will be locked. No one else may deposit, and subsequently the minting will begin. And then once the NFT has been minted, you'll be able to withdraw from the vault with all of your funds, less the 3% deposit fee and your NFT. So how does this help the user control the supply of NFTs? Well, what's going to happen is, let's say the total amount of zombie, this is just theoretical, but let's say the total amount of zombie to be locked in that is, let's say 2 million zombie. Well, 3%, oh gosh, I don't even know what 3% is going to be. It's going to be like 600,000, I believe. No, that's not even close. 60,000. 60,000 zombie will be taken from that, sent to the treasury. But let's say that there's one user, just some guy out there with 2 million zombie, and he wants the only NFT for that one. Well, what he will do is he would deposit 2 million, and then that vault is locked. So there's, in theory, this NFT could have a circulating supply of 1. It could also go the other way, to where people only enter the minimum And so there will be a max number of mints available based on purely on the minimum of that vault. So let's say that the minimum on it's a 2 million zombie. If I'm losing you, just rewind. 2 million zombie that are required for the vault to lock. And let's say that the minimum stake of zombie is 50,000 zombie. Well, so how many times does that go into 2 million? That's 10, 20, 40. I believe that would be 40 mints. So these are going to be fairly rare, and we might even be introducing a new category of rarity for NFTs because we can't control the max supply. That's going to be up to you guys, but we do want them to have a category that denotes and relays the information about their rarity, as it were. So that's the barracks. We've got a few of them coming. And just so you guys know, just a little bit on the back end, we wanted a way to capture some funds in a easy to measure way that will allow us to have other assets that we can use in order to create more for the treasury. So here's an example. Right now, our treasury mostly operates on ZMBE and BNB. Well, if we want to be sustainable as a platform, we're going to need a way to get more BNB. One way that we can get more BNB, one way that we can get more of that is to capture BNB through our barracks. Another way we could do it is, let's say that we had a cake barracks, and I don't know what that would look like, but let's just pretend that we did, that captured cake. Well, we would utilize that cake, and from our treasury wallet, we would be able to stake that cake on PancakeSwap, for example, and be earning passive yields as for our protocol itself in order to have funding for the long term, so that we can pay for all the all the nickel and dime stuff that we have. So it's quite a lot. So that's kind of the back end of why we wanted the barracks. And then we also loved the idea of a user controlled supply. And it thematically fits with what we're doing with the catacombs, which is all of the humans living underground. They go to the barracks, they get in these training vaults, and they're training to fight the zombies. So there's some fun surprises in there that we'll let you see as they come out. So that's the barracks. The integrated swap, let me talk about that real quick. We've just released that, but this is one way that this is a new feature that we're releasing where it's hosted by and powered by AutoShark, but we're essentially capturing some of the trading fees for people that trade on our exchange page. So I would encourage you to use that as you can. It really helps our project, which I know that you want this project to grow and succeed. Last feature I'm going to mention here is the dungeon. Well, this is where we keep some of the interns and the devs. It's also where they keep patient zero. What I'm going to say about the dungeon is a, let's just say there will be multiple users in this dungeon. Maybe that's too strong of a hint. But this will be our first mini game that we are releasing. Likely what will happen is in the month of December, we will get the front end wired up. We are currently doing some switches on the back end, some of our devs, and then the first dungeon is for the most part constructed. We have a few tweaks, and we have a few play testers who will be doing the beta testing. And then once they beta tested the dungeon, we will be doing a live beta testing where all of you guys will get to be a part of this first dungeon. The thing about this game is we will be able to create the levels, as it were, the dungeons as we go, which means that as we do more and more and more levels and more offerings for this game, it will grow and grow and grow and grow. So it's an evolving game that is not going to be static. It's not like we're delivering a product at 100%. We are delivering a product that is ready to play and that will be patched and upgraded and along the way. Think of it like downloadable content. You buy a video game, you play the main storyline, and then you can add downloadable content to keep playing. We're going to be doing this more like patches, or if you're familiar with things like World of Warcraft, they would patch the game often to allow for new quests, new dungeons, new boss battles, new items, all that stuff. So that is what we are doing for Burnsgiving. Along with that, we've got some marketing coming along. We've been kind of trying to time the market with some of that, and then as well as look for really wanting to blow up the marketing when it comes to Burnsgiving. So that is what you can look forward to for the month ahead. Hope you guys have a happy holiday season for those who celebrate Christmas and all the other holidays that are through the month of December. That's all I got for you.